So it's our first day in Bagan today, and we have rented an e-bike. Now we thought an e-bike was going to be like an electric bicycle, but it's actually like an electric scooter. Alex has just gone to have a little go to see if he knows how to drive it, and then we're off to explore the temples around Bagan. So the first thing I noticed about the e-bike is how amazingly quiet it is. It's actually really serene just sitting on the back whilst Alex drives around, and we're not making any noise at all. The other thing I've noticed is Bagan has a lot of temples.
This first temple that we've come to is called Ananda Temple, and it's one of the main surviving Buddhist temples in the Bagan area. We think it was built around 1100, and inside it has 4 images of the Buddha, each facing their cardinal directions of north, south, east and west. Let's go and check it out. So I did not expect the Buddhas to be that huge. They are like really, really tall. They're quite amazing. But there's a lot more people inside than there were outside. It's really busy. So this is Bagan. We've been calling it Bagan, and I think everybody else at home calls it Bagan, but I think the locals actually call it Bagan.
Bagan is famous for all the temples that are
around everywhere.
There are so many, it is insane.
Old Bagan, where we are now, it was an ancient city. I think they built it, or started to build it in something like 900 AD, and between like 1000 AD and 1300 AD there was something crazy like 2,500 to 3,000 temples commissioned here. Which is absolute madness. Like, there are temples every direction you look.
The one downside is I am definitely getting templed out now.
This is the second one of today. Tatbiniu, I think. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. There's a huge army of workers here, like cutting back undergrowth and trees and basically exposing a lot more of the old and ruined temples. And we have heard that they've applied for World Heritage status. And I think this is going a long way to show that they're pretty serious about trying to get it for this area.
So we'd heard from other people that they'd stopped letting tourists climb to the top of the temples, and I think that's probably true.
One of the things that comes with applying for UNESCO World Heritage status is I think the applicant needs to show a lot of action towards maintaining and protecting the site that they've applied for. So one of the things that they had to do here is stop or close all of the temples or pagodas from having people walk up to the top. This area is very flat, so when people used to visit here, one of the highlights was to come to the top of one of the pagodas or temples to then watch the sunrise or sunset, and unfortunately that just isn't possible anymore. There may be one or two in early 2018 that are still open, haven't been closed down yet, but they are few and far between.
We've heard from 2 people, Johan, Sophie, and a couple we met earlier at one of the other temples, that there's one you can still climb. We're heading there now, but the road is somewhat challenging, so Alex is manhandling the trusty steed and I'm walking. The silent steed, sorry.
And how many hours are you in school?
School, I know how to.
No?
So we found somewhere we can actually climb, and despite saying we're templed out, it is pretty nice up here, being able to see all the little temples poking out everywhere.
I think because this whole area is so flat, you only have to come up a little bit to be able to see a long way. And there are an extremely high number of temples here.
There's also an extremely high number of kids selling us postcards.
You shouldn't really buy from children selling things because it does encourage them to sell things rather than go to school. And I did try to discuss with him, with the child this was, but I was trying to find out, because in some places children do have to pay to go to school, and if they are working maybe with their parents just to earn a little more, then the possibility that they can go to school is possibly higher. It's a tough decision. You probably always get it wrong.
We're going to try and catch the sunset here, I think. It seems as good a place as any. So slightly disappointing sunset.
It's not really cloudy, it's just kind of hazy, and it just sometimes it looked fantastic, but maybe isn't the best to photograph. But we're going to come back at sunrise and hope for a little better.
So we came back to the same place we were last night to watch sunrise.
And see the balloons.
The balloons were pretty cool, sunrise less so.
Yeah, it was quite cool, but there's still an awful lot of work going on here, and a vast amount of smoke in the sky and dust in the air, so it's not the most spectacular sunrise.
We're going to head back to our hotel now, grab some breakfast.
And then get ready to head back to Yangon.
It's our last day in Myanmar.
And next stop, Vietnam.
Noisy bike.